My high school had a janitor everyone knew, but nobody really talked to. His name was Mr. Keller. He worked the evening shift, which meant most students only saw him if they stayed late for sports or detention. He was tall, thin, always wearing the same gray uniform and pushing a cart that rattled slightly when it moved. He never said much. If you greeted him, he'd nod politely, but rarely spoke. Most people described him as quiet, but harmless. That changed during my senior year. I was on the basketball team, and during the winter season, we practiced late. By the time practice ended and I showered, the school was usually almost empty. Only a handful of students remained in the building, mostly from other sports or clubs finishing up. One night after practice, I realized I'd left my phone in my locker. I went back into the locker room alone while the rest of my teammates headed outside. The hallway lights were already dimmed for the night, casting long shadows across the floor. As I walked toward the locker room, I saw Mr. Keller at the far end of the hallway. He was pushing his cart slowly, stopping every few steps to mop the floor. Nothing unusual. I grabbed my phone and came back out a minute later. The hallway was empty. I assumed he'd moved into one of the nearby classrooms. But as I walked toward the exit, I heard something behind me. The faint squeak of wheels rolling slowly across tile. I turned around. Mr. Keller's cart was at the far end of the hallway again, but he wasn't pushing it. It was just sitting there. I stared at it for a few seconds, waiting for him to step out from a classroom or supply closet. He didn't. The hallway stayed completely silent. The cart didn't move. I shook it off and kept walking toward the exit. Halfway down the hallway, I heard the squeaking again, closer this time. I turned around. The cart was now about 10 feet behind me. Still no sign of Mr. Keller. A cold feeling spread through my chest. I stepped backward slowly, eyes fixed on the cart. It remained perfectly still. Then one of the cleaning tools hanging from its side swung slightly, like it had just been set down. I didn't wait any longer. I turned and walked quickly toward the main entrance. My footsteps echoed loudly in the empty hallway. As I reached the corner leading to the front doors, I glanced back one more time. The cart was gone. Completely gone. I stopped walking. The hallway behind me stretched empty and quiet. No cart. No janitor. Nothing. I told myself I was just tired from practice. My mind was playing tricks. That explanation held up until the next night. Practice ran late again. This time, 3 of us left the gym together. We joked around as we headed toward the exit, our voices echoing through the empty building. As we turned into the main hallway, one of my teammates stopped walking. "Isn't that the janitor?" he asked quietly. At the far end of the hallway stood Mr. Keller. He wasn't pushing his cart. He wasn't holding any cleaning supplies. He was just standing there, facing the wall, completely still. We slowed down as we approached. "Hey," my friend called out casually. "We're heading out." Mr. Keller didn't respond. We got closer. Close enough to see his reflection faintly in the glass trophy case along the wall. His posture looked wrong. Too stiff. His head tilted slightly downward, like he was staring at something on the wall. "What's he doing?" my other teammate whispered. Then Mr. Keller spoke. But his mouth didn't move. The voice came from somewhere else in the hallway. Same tone. Same voice. Just not from him. "Stay after hours. The voice said softly. We see more then. All three of us froze. Murdoch Keller remained perfectly still, facing the wall. The voice came again, echoing slightly. Stay. Then he moved. Not turning normally. His body twisted slowly, shoulders first, then his head, until he was facing us. The motion was unnatural, like his joints didn't bend the way they should. He smiled, but the smile didn't reach his eyes. We backed away immediately. None of us said anything. We just turned and walked quickly toward the exit without taking our eyes off him. He didn't follow. He just stood there watching as we left the building. The next day at school, we asked a teacher about Murdoch Keller. She looked confused. There's no one here by that name, she said. We described him. Tall, thin. Gray uniform. Evening janitor. She shook her head. The night janitor retired last year, she explained. We haven't hired a replacement yet. Cleaning crew comes in early mornings now. A strange silence settled between the three of us. That afternoon, after classes ended, I walked past the trophy case near the main hallway. On the inside of the glass, near the bottom corner, someone had written something in what looked like a finger dragged through dust. 3 words. Stay after hours. I never stayed late at school again after that. None of us did. Because sometimes the people you see walking empty hallways at night don't actually work there at all.